right, guys. This is a totally different topic. I know there's some people that are like, oh my God, thank God, thank God. If you go to our Facebook page, because when I'm doing this video and I put it out, I don't know if I'll be able to put the links up. But, I would suggest you go to our Facebook page and just check out a bunch of stuff, because the other co-owner of this video, she curates and finds a lot of really good posts, a lot of science stuff. She's really into like getting studies and, checking up on the laws, a lot of the laws for vaccines, and just other stuff. Not just, we post a lot, but we post some other stuff too. So today I'm gonna talk about a teacher. And she basically was fighting for parental rights. She was talking about, as a teacher, how she noticed the brainwashing in school is specifically aimed at molding children's minds to have specific election results and different types of ideology. And even, she's a parent and a teacher, but as a teacher, she was just like, no, this is crazy. And what's even more disturbing, if you're a parent and you don't like what you're being told, that you're not allowed to opt out. So after speaking up against this, they immediately fired her. I'm like, that's some bullshit. I'm telling you guys, I'm so glad. I feel so bad for the teachers that are in this now and they're teaching. I feel so bad for you guys. Like, my heart goes out to you. I saw this coming, and thank God I was able to get out. I'm just saying. Like, I know my 6th grade teacher, who we taught alongside each other for a while, he retired like a couple years ago, and he was super happy too. He was like, yes, I'm free. But that's what schools are for. They were meant to brainwash people. I mean, you can still be a teacher and be an educator, but the system itself is meant to brainwash people. Think about it, you guys. They have your children in there for 8 hours or more a day, 5 days a week, 9 months out of the year. 9 months out of the year, maybe more. Maybe they're doing after school stuff. Maybe they're doing program, or weekend stuff. And now they even want to start it earlier where it's mandatory. I think it's mandatory from kindergarten in California at least, and then you can do preschool optional. But now they want to make preschool mandatory so they can have your kids' brains for longer. Hell no. And I remember as a teacher, just before I started to put stuff together, just not liking the material I had to teach. And I think one of the reasons I had such a good rapport, for the most part, and there's some kids I want to smack, but that's putting it lightly, but that was very rare, is I really had a good rapport with my kids. I think one of the reasons, though, I was real with them, and I was true, I was just real with them. I didn't treat them like they're stupid. And, I remember having to read the story, and I forgot what the story was about, but I just remember this is like reading the story. And a lot of times you have to pre-read the story, and you look over the lesson plan and you kind of pre-read it and look through it and stuff. And I remember, this is stupid. Like, why are we teaching this? I can't even remember what it was. I have to think about it. But I just remember why do I have to teach this? This is a horrible, a very boring story. And I remember we would do I guess different schools have different names for it, but shared reading, where you go around the classroom and one student read a paragraph and another student read another paragraph. And I remember there was this one student, and I remember looking as as this is being passed around the room, and I'm just like, oh God, I don't remember his name, but Timmy. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna he's such a slow reader. I was thinking that, I didn't say that. And then it got to the student, I'm just gonna call him Timmy, but it got to Timmy, and then somebody was like, God, Timmy is such a slow reader. Why does he always have to read? And I was just like, it took everything in me not to laugh, only because that's what I was thinking, is this kid read my mind. But of course, you don't want to make the children feel bad, and I had to reprimand him for saying that, because I was like, that's not nice. You can't say that to people, and everybody has different things that they're good at, and they learn at different paces and different times, and which is true. There were some things that really took me a long time to learn. And I never made the kid feel bad for it, but you know, as a teacher, you're just like, God, you know, it just felt like time slowed down. And I know he ended up being a good reader later, but it was having to do with like he didn't have the support at home, you know. And that was one thing I also noticed in different cultures too. I felt like when I taught in South Central, there's not enough family support, either because, you know, the neighborhoods, the area, the violence, all the parents are working or not around or on drugs or whatever. They don't have that community support. Where I noticed, like, when I taught in Asia, or when I came back and I taught the Chinese prep school, after I finished teaching in Asia, they had that community support to really help the kids. And it was like, if one kid was falling behind, you know, the rest of the classmates would help them. They would study together. They would, you know, they didn't really see it as a competition. They always, I mean, it was a competition, but at the same time, you know, in their culture, it seems like, you know, they still had a really tight sense of community, and they were always just like, oh, well, if you don't get this, let's do study group, or let's do, you know. Anyway, I went on a tangent, but I remember, sorry, I totally told a tangent. Anyway, long story short, Timmy's fine. Timmy can read, okay? But we got to the end of the story, and I was like, God, that was such a terrible story. Oh my God, I'm so glad it's over. I like said that out loud. And the whole class like gasped. They're like, you mean you don't like this story? I'm like, no. I was like, they tell us to teach this stuff. We don't want to teach this stuff. And they're like, for real? I'm like, yes. I don't make this shit for you guys. I didn't say that, but you know, I didn't curse at them. But I was just like, yes, like, look, you know, like, I don't even want to teach this shit. Like, I've been teaching you guys some other shit, you know? Like, fuck this shit. That's what I really wanted to say. But, you know, in a much more clean, classy way, I informed them that, you know, teachers aren't given the lesson plans. I mean, they are given lesson plans, and we have to teach this stuff. And we're not given freedom to teach what we want. And I think that's a huge frustration with a lot of teachers too. A lot of these teachers are slaved and brainwashed and indoctrinated. And like I've said in my previous videos, there are a lot of teachers that are just like, they're teachers because they need a job. They don't like teaching. They don't like kids. And they don't care. They'll just go with the flow because they just need a paycheck. But people that are really passionate about teaching, it really like takes their soul away, you know? And I'm so happy for this lady that stood up. I mean, she got fired, and it sucks because she said that they just fired her immediately. It was like, get off of campus. Didn't give her a chance to say goodbye to her kids. Like, that was me. Like, if I've been in class for a while, you get attached to these kids. You're not gonna let her say goodbye to her students that she's been with for years or however long. That's terrible. I would be so upset, and I know the kids are probably really upset too. And God knows what they told the kids, like, why she quit. You know, they probably went back and be like, she doesn't like you anymore. She just left, you know. These fucking assholes. Fucking hate the school system. I bet you they tried to demonize her, you know, as much as they could. But she has a GoFundMe. If I put this video out and it don't have the link for the GoFundMe yet, go to our Facebook page. I think she's like, the video of her talking about why she quit is on our Facebook page, Truther Talk, Facebook/TrutherTalk.com. There are two Truther Talks. There's a Truther Talk, I don't know. We're the one that has the bunny and a hole in it, by the way. So that's us. And I think she has a purple shirt on and she's talking about it. But her GoFundMe is in it's in like the description section of the video that she posted. She's trying to raise money because she lost her job, and she's a mom. She's a mom. So kudos to her, man. She's like, I don't even know. Like I said, I just woke up with other stuff I was dealing with, and I saw this coming, so I was able to bounce and make a way before I was like in it deep. But this lady was in it deep, and she has a family. So, I mean, it just took, to me, that just takes guts, and good for you. And, you know, I like I said, my heart goes out to the teachers that feel like they can't do that. But I wish more would do it, and I feel like more are going to have to do it in order to, I mean, I'm speaking out about it, but I'm not in school, so I realize it's easier said than done. But more are going to have to start doing it in order for this to change, because this is getting ridiculous. This is getting like, are we in like communist China, Nazi Germany, you know. It's illegal to homeschool your kids in Germany, by the way. So that's fucked up. But you can also go to school for questioning. Jail. Wait, hey, maybe that was a Freudian slip. School and jail. What's the difference? But you can also go to jail for questioning the Holocaust, which is fucking stupid. I mean, whether you agree or not, why can't people just, if people don't, you know, want to question it, have questions about it, why do you have to go to jail? Makes me suspicious that maybe they're, you know, the elites are trying to hide something about that. I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely going through a transformation, not only in this country, but worldwide. And I just wanted to, shout out to that teacher, man. That's badass. And I think she'll be okay. I hope she'll be okay. I know she definitely is going to be able to sleep at night, because there are a lot of teachers that, you know, the ones that aren't speaking out, they definitely probably have trouble sleeping, you know. So, all right. That's it, y'all. Talk to you later. Peace, truth, love. Bye-bye. Mwah.